Hello, my name is Julie and this is KS Mom Crochets, and today is Crochet Podcast number 100. So I was really hoping that I would have a lot more to show you all on my 100th podcast, but that really didn't happen, guys. But I'm here anyway, and I will explain a little bit later why I haven't really been crocheting, because I've been doing something else. So I do have a couple finished objects, small things, and I also have only one work in progress. And so I'll go ahead and get started. So Litza over at Coco's Crochet is hosting another cowl, and it is hashtag best dressed 18-inch doll cowl 2025. And in case you don't know, and I will have her video linked below, this is a YouTube tutorial by The Pretty Stitch, and it is for a doll skirt. So I really enjoyed this YouTube tutorial. Honestly, I really do not like watching YouTube tutorials. I prefer written patterns, but she did a really good job. It was easy to follow. It was easy to it had like a 2-row repeat, but really like a 1-row repeat for the skirt. So you didn't really have to sit there row by row and watch, you could just pause it, do what she said, and then go back, So it wasn't that bad watching it at all. And I had a lot of fun. Now, it was a little bit too big, and she did say that it would be too big, that it could be too big. And that is what the tie, she wants you to make a chain tie or use a ribbon, and I chose to use a ribbon, and it worked out perfect, as far as making it fit. And I feel like that since it is too big, that if you give this to a child, it will be easier for them to get it on and off, especially if they know how to tie a bow or whatever, But anyway, I followed the tutorial and did what she said. I used a 4mm G hook. And I used a DK yarn, which was Hirschner's Baby Sparkle in the color Soft Lilac. And I actually ran out of that yarn. And so I did the last few rows in Brava Sport in the color White. And then, like I said, I had this ribbon, and I just used that. I didn't want to crochet a tie, and I think that worked out fine. This is actually my daughter's 18-inch doll. It's actually an American Girl doll. When she was 9, I think, she wanted an American Girl doll so bad, and these dolls are so expensive, and I just honestly could not afford to get her an American Girl doll. And so I searched for so long to find this doll at a reasonable price that was used. And I was able to get it for her. And of course, she's older now. She's 16. And she doesn't play with dolls anymore. So who knew that one day I would take over her doll that she wanted so bad. But anyway, I didn't have a shirt, because she does have clothes still for her doll. They've kept a lot of toys over the years that they want to keep for their kids when they get, older and have kids. And, she didn't have a shirt. All she had was a lot of dresses and stuff. So I made this shirt. This is my second, finished object, was this little shirt to go with it. And it's just a halter shirt. I just winged it and made it up, kept trying it on her, and, I used the same hook and the same yarn, the Brava Sport White, and just crocheted around in rows, the width that I needed to go around her waist, and then I attached my yarn in the middle so that I could bring it up. So I crocheted a small panel onto the top of that, sewed the back together, and then made a chain that went all the way around for her neck. and that was easy to do. It was simple, but I know that Lisa may end up picking a shirt to go. I don't know what her projects are going to be. We don't find out until next month, or each month what the project will be, because it's a 12-month long cowl. But for now, I wanted her to be presentable to show you all. So, yeah, I love that little skirt. I think that it's so pretty, and it was so easy. It didn't take maybe an hour to make that, or maybe a little longer. I can't remember. But it was very easy to make, and I enjoyed it. My goal is to use this cowl to make doll clothes and gift to my niece. I think that she would like that. So that's what I plan on using this cowl for. So if you have some littles in your life that like doll clothes or dolls or whatever, you know, you may want to participate in this and make some clothes for your grandbabies or your kids. I do want to show this. This is something that I made before YouTube. And this is a Pamela's Adoring Crochet dress. So it comes with the dress and then the little hat. And I also made the little shoes. And that's what she normally wears. But, you know, for this cowl, I wanted to put that on her so you could see what it looked like. And maybe I will put that on her and show you what it looks like in person. So the next thing that I made, and it's not finished, but I'm calling it done because the main body of it's done. But I want to put this on a ring, and it's a different doily. It's not the one that I showed last time we talked, last week. This is a different one that I started and finished. It's a smaller one, and it is out of this little booklet here from Annie's Crochet, and is Miniature Doilies to Crochet. It's actually really cute book, and I hadn't used it, and I wanted to try out one of the doilies, so this is the one that I made. And it is called the White Fans Doily, which obviously I made it this blue color, which is Curio number 3 thread in the color Clarity. And I used a 3.25 millimeter hook on this, and it was a lot of fun to make. I'm not real big on treble crochet or triple. I call it a triple, but I think the correct way to say that is treble. But I'm not fond of that stitch, and this one had a lot of them, but it wasn't that bad. And there was actually a double treble stitch in this too. I did one that was, let's see, was it this one? I think it's this one where it's really, really long here. I'd never done that one before, but I don't know if I've done a double treble either, so that was interesting to do. It was fun. And I really love the star in the middle. And the reason that this is not on a ring yet is because I didn't have any more 12-inch rings. So I had to order some from Amazon because I did get my debit card. I did get my debit card if you watched my last video, finally, after 18 days. And yeah, so that was really nice to get that. And so I do have some 12-inch rings coming, but for now I'm calling that one done. I may show it next week again after I get it on the ring, just so you can see what it looks like. Set that down there. And then the last thing that I have to share with you all is my table runner. I did work on it. I haven't finished it, obviously, but I have made quite a bit of progress on it. So this is by Samila Crochet, maybe, I'm not sure. I'll have a link below, but it's a YouTube channel tutorial, and it was very easy. I'm using a yarn called Drops Love You 9 that is discontinued, and it is number 102, just in case. It's 100% cotton yarn, and I'm using a 3.75 millimeter hook, and this is what I've got done. So I finished my second skein, and I started my third one. So I think it's coming together really good. I really like it. I have a long way to go. I think I'm going to need to put about 5 in here if I've done the math right. but I really like it a lot. I think it's going to be really pretty on my table. And it's so funny because I did find this little booklet here that I didn't even know I had, because I was gifted a lot of vintage patterns when I first started YouTube. And I forgot all about this one, and I would have made one of these if I had remembered. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to use this book to put a border on, I think. And this is called, it's Annie's Addict, and it's more table runners in half the time. And so there's some really pretty ones in here. But I really like the borders that they have and the way that they like added tassels and stuff. So I think that I'm going to, use that for the border on it. And who knows, I had so much fun making this. I may end up making another one when I get done with this, because I'm just putting in like a row or two a day. And if I skip a day, I try to do a few extra rows. And it's working out. I mean, it's growing. I think it was about that size. So I put quite a bit of work into it since we last spoke. And that's all of my finished objects and my work in progress. The reason I haven't crocheted a lot is because one of my goals or one of the things that I wanted to do this year was reorganize this room. Like, I really wanted to get in here and organize my yarn, see what I had and what I didn't have. And y'all, I found a lot of stuff that I had forgot about. I found more of that yarn that I thought that I only had 6 skeins of that gray, and I found a couple more. So, I mean, I'm not have to worry about using that up anytime soon. And if I need that table runner bigger, I'm going to have plenty enough to keep going with it. So that's good. But it's so weird, like, how your mind, you just forget, and I'm sure I'm not the only one. I mean, I can't be the only one, right, that just forgets what yarn you have. So I have really worked so hard on this room and organizing it the way that I wanted. It's took me a lot of hours to do this. Like, I've actively worked on this a little bit at a time all week, and I really got it done because I'm very fortunate that I even have half of a room because I know a lot of you all don't. And I started out in the closet. Like, my yarn was just in the closet when I first started YouTube, and I've just kind of, come on into the room. But, I'm fortunate that I have extra space and I'm able to do that. So yeah, but there is a bed behind you all, and I had yarn in storage bags, like under the bed storage bags under there, that I just completely forgot what was under there. So now I know what's under there. I have 2 bags under there that are all Christmas yarn, and then I have 1 bag under there that is Red Heart bunches of hugs, because I bought a bunch of those jumbo skeins from Hirschner's. They had them for like $3 years ago before I started YouTube, so at least 5 years ago. And it's just a yarn that I can't part with because it's just neutral colors, just a medium 4-weight workhorse yarn, and I'm like, one of these days, I can use that. I just really want to use up other stuff first. So I would really like to show you all what that I have done. Hopefully I can figure out the camera angles, because it's really hard when you don't have good equipment to film, and I don't want to hold the phone because my hands shake, and I don't want to shake you all around and make you sick. So I'm going to try my best. It may be a little choppy. I'll probably have to splice it together. But I will try to show you all what that I have done, and hopefully my voice will be loud enough for the mic to pick up and you can hear me well. But if not, just bear with me. I'll do the best that I can. So I have put a lot of my yarn into these bins that you can get from the Dollar Tree. They are $1.25. So I know they have more expensive bins that are a lot nicer, but for my purposes, I didn't really need any nicer bins. So I just went there, and that was a cheap way to organize my yarn and, you know, have it, because I like having some yarn out to where that I can see it, especially like this side, because you can see that in my videos. But over here, I mean, sometimes it's easier to put them in bins than it is to, I feel like that kind of wastes space a little bit, and sometimes I can fit more in a bin than I can putting them like that. So that's another reason that I did that. So I do have six of these cubbies right here that just have yarn in them. There's 2 at the bottom that has excess yarn. It's like that Drops Love You 9. I have these organza bags that I got from Wool Warehouse. When I would order from them, they ship your yarn in these bags, or they used to, and I use them and repurpose them and keep my yarn in them. And like I said, this is some of the colors of that Drops Love You 9 that I have that I really want to work on using. And I can't use it if I don't see it. So it's here. I can see it now. I also have some DK like yarn packs that I got on clearance from Mary Maxim that are over there. And then I just have some pretty colors. I mean, this is mostly, some of it's DK, but it's mostly 4-weight yarn. And it's just more variegated or self-striping yarn. And it's pretty for my videos, so that's why that's there. But then in all these bins, as you can see, you may not be able to read the labels, but as you can see, I have been labeling the bins so that I know what's in it. So like, for instance, this one right here has all Brava Sport in it. And so I labeled these so that I would know what's in there. And I tried to sort them by brand, because I figure if I do that, or at least by weight, some of them are mixed. But I have a lot of the Brava Sport from We Crochet, and I also have a lot of the Bon Bon Ants yarn from Mary Maxim, which last I looked, they were almost sold out of that yarn. But I do have a lot of that. I'd bring you all down a little bit closer to the floor so that you can see the rest of it. Like I said, the top 3 is all Brava Sport. And then I have like 4 or 5 of Bon Bon Ants yarn from Mary Maxim. I have a lot of cotton sport weight yarns. So like this one right here is all of this Drops Love You 7 from Wool Warehouse. And then this one right here is all Drops Saffron yarn, which is a sport weight. I also have some like random fur yarn that I use for accents. I have some Shepya's Katona in this one. Some, let's see, this is that Drops Love You 9 that you can't find anymore. And I found more of it that I didn't know I had. I thought that I had all of that yarn in those organza bags, and I had more of it, somewhere else. So, yeah. So there's that. I also have some of this like Minikins yarn in there that I haven't used. I've tried it. It's nice. I don't know if I like using it for amigurumi because it's very soft and you need a little bit of a sturdier yarn. I mean, y'all might like it for amigurumi, but me personally, even though it's marketed toward that, I feel like it's more of a baby yarn. Like, it's so soft. It would make some really pretty baby things. So I've got some of that, and there's also some Hobie yarn in here. I have, in this one, I have I Love This Yarn Sport and some Baby Bee from Hobby Lobby and DK Weight. This one right here is like kind of mixed. I have some Symphonia yarn. This is one that I got from Hobby Lobby on clearance. This yarn is very expensive, so and I only paid like $1.62 a skein, so I need to use that because it's cotton. I also have some of this yarn that I got from Mary Maxim, and I don't know if the like the sparkle showing up in that, but it's considered a 4-weight, but it's a cotton acrylic, I think. No, it's cotton and bamboo, and I need to use this. It's so pretty, and I've had it for a very long time. And then also have a bunch of this, couple skeins of this bloom yarn all in there. And like I said, I have it labeled on there. And they are stickers, but I didn't want to do that because I know that like I may not always have the same yarn in this bin, so I just taped them on there. It's not very pretty, but it works. And then another yarn that I forgot that I had is this Premier Luna yarn. Like, it's so pretty. I don't know. I only have like one of each color, and there's one colorway, I think. Let's see. It's this one right here. I have like 3 of. And it's such a pretty yarn, and I just completely forgot that I had it. Completely forgot. And then also in that one, I think is some excess, because I have like this, the Bonbon Ants yarn. These are like all the colors that I use, and then the other 2 totes or cubes that have it in there is like extra that I had bought because I really liked using that yarn. Here's that pink yarn that they sell at Joann's, the Big Twist Rave. That's like the green that I made for the monster that I showed last podcast. I haven't used it yet. And then there's this big cake right here. Pastry Plus yarn that I got from Hirschner's like probably 6 years ago. And I've never used it, and it's so pretty. I don't think they sell this yarn anymore though. But I know that you can get this yarn still if you're in the well, I think Joann's ships internationally, but it's probably expensive, isn't it? But anyway, that is that. So now I have all of the yarn that I wanted on this side. I also have 2 boxes right here. This one right here doesn't have anything in it, but that is my sock yarn. And then I have this little rolling thing right here. This is that Marvel 8-ply yarn that I was gifted. This is some anti-peeling yarn that I have. Different brands. Some of it's Premier, some of it's Walmart. And I was thinking that I might put those together. What I have left over from my husband's blanket and stuff that I made him. And make a blanket out of it one day. And then this is like all like sparkle yarn. I don't know if you can see it. I have a couple skeins of the Big Twist Twinkle. That's so pretty. And I also have some cotton yarn from Premier that's discontinued that has sparkle in it in there too. And then like I said, I have these. I don't know if you can see, but that is an under the bed storage bag that has Christmas yarn. And so I kept all that together. On this side, this is a, whoop, right there. That is a over the door shoe hanger that you put your shoes in. And it has all of my Premier Eversoft, Care-On Simply Soft. I do not really care for that yarn much, but I do like the look of it for doll dresses. So I do have some of that is specifically for doll dresses, because I don't think that I would ever use that for anything else. And then in the closet, I have organized this closet so much. I bought another cube shelf from Walmart. That is that black shelf that's on top is actually an old bookcase of my daughter's that she wasn't using anymore. And I put all of my, so behind you, what I just showed you earlier was all of my sport weight yarn, all of my DK weight yarn. There is a little bit of worsted weight yarn in that, but most of it is all my sport and DK. And in here is all mostly 4-weight yarn and some bulky and the really thick stuff. I have a little bit of the really thick yarn, like 6-weight yarn. So 4, 5, and 6-weight yarn is over here. So down at the bottom, I have all of my Joann's Big Twist yarn sorted by color. And then there's 2 more. I think there's some Red Heart and some Premier worsted weight yarn in there too, but mostly it is Big Twist, I think. And then I do also have a tote of Just Yarn from the Dollar Tree and some Brava worsted. Over here, those are more hanging shoe racks. Those are great for yarn. Like, it's great for storage. I've been using those things for a long time now. You can't fit a ton in there, but it does work well. I have some of that Red Heart brushed yarn, some fur yarn, some Mary Maxim yarn. It's just different 4-weight yarns. And then this right here, which you can't see all of it, is all yarn that I was gifted. It's not all the yarn that I've been gifted, but it's the majority of yarn that I've been gifted. And then that top shelf, right there, is mostly Hirschner's yarn and a little bit of Red Heart. And then up top, right there, is all of my needle felting supplies that I use for making gnome beards. I have this little bag here that has some sugar wheels, some It's a Wrap yarn, amigurumi yarn. It's mostly cake yarn. This is all the cake yarn that I have left because I've used it all up except for those 2 that I showed you over there. At the top of the closet, that was jam-packed full, and I really condensed that down. I just got rid of some stuff that was up there that I didn't need. And I have a really bad habit of being like, oh, well, I'll need this one day. And then I hang on to it for like 10 years and I never use it. So I went through it and I got rid of a lot of that stuff. I do have some of that right there. Those are like kits that have the teddy bear and then you're supposed to make a blanket. It's got a very thin yarn. I promised my daughters that one day if they ever had a baby that I would make that for their kids because they've been in there for like years. Behind those is a little tote bag of kits that I have bought from Mary Maxim or eBay. They're mostly Mary Maxim kits. A lot of them are Christmas, and I've just never had time to do them or made the time to do them. So I'm hoping that I will be able to pull those out this year. Fingers crossed. That little, that bag right there is a sleeping whip. It's a Mary Maxim Afghan kit blanket. That right there is my daughter's sunflower blanket that I plan on finishing this year. That is all of the 6-weight yarn that I have. 2 of those, the gold and the white, I bought for my daughter to use and she never used them. So yeah, and then I have 2.5 skeins of the Premier Couture Home yarn or something like that. And I really need to use that. And I'm thinking about making a big Tudor fan out of that, just because I've never made one out of a bulky yarn, and I think that it would be awesome to do that. That right there is all of my cotton yarn. So it's like Peaches and Cream, Sugars and Cream, Hobby Lobby. I love this cotton. I don't have a huge stash of that stuff, but and there's some scrubby yarn up there too, I think. So yeah. Okay, and then I'll see if I can. And then this is like just a bag of bags, because I like to keep my projects in bags. Okay, so this is the other side of the room. This is the side of the room that I actually film on. I have a chair over there that I sit in, and I have a desk right here. And I will try to insert some pictures after I get done so that you can see it better. But this bookshelf right here used to have all of my amigurumi books on it, and I put them in my living room in a cube shelf that I have in there, because this shelf is broke. But I still am utilizing it for storage, just not things that are heavy, because my husband put some screws in it, but I know that it's not going to last for anything heavy. So in this thing right here, I have all of my thread, like my crochet threads. So like all of my crochet thread, and I have it labeled. So that is all of my Curio number 3 thread. This is my number 3 thread from like Aunt Lydia's or Red Heart, and then this is my number 10 and number 5 number 5 thread that I have. And then I also have some overflow of that number 5 and number 10 thread, because these are really tall and they won't fit in that very well. That right there is just some random stuff that I need a basket for. I also have this thing right here. These are my Edward Menagerie hardback books that they won't fit in my bookshelf because they're too tall. I also have some magazines in this and stuff that I need to still organize. See, that right there is just a little bit more scrap yarn. This blue tub right here also has scrap yarn in it. And then this is a bunch of vintage patterns that I was gifted that I haven't found a home for yet. I want to buy another binder. This right here is a basket of binders. It has all of my Crochet Worlds that I have been, like, I'm subscribed to it, that I get, but also I was gifted a lot of Crochet World magazines. It has a lot of my vintage patterns for like doll dresses and doll head patterns, and I also have a Doilies pattern book, which I do have a video coming out this week showing all of these. So this binder right here. So yeah, I try to keep all of my stuff in binders, but that right there, I just haven't bought a binder for it yet, and I need to. This right here is some sleeping whips and some things that I just recorded at the beginning of my podcast that I put in there, that I plan on working on soon. Like, these are, like, there's a blanket in there, and then Maybelle the cow, and something else in there, the shirt that I was making. The other part of the room that you don't get to see, so there is the chair that I sit in, and then this is my desk. And I do have this thing right here that has buttons and safety eyes, and it's got these little pull-out drawers. And I don't know, this is just how I kind of decorate. I have my Doilies going up the wall that I want to fill that wall up eventually. Now we're back to where I started. So this Crochet Society box, I was actually gifted this from Caroline at For the Love of Crochet. Like I said, this has all of my sock weight yarn in it. And this one is all of my fruits yarn. This is an old box that my daughter's markers came in, and I use it for my sock weight yarn as well. That was a little tour of what I've done to organize my room. Maybe I helped you find a solution. I do feel like the shoe carriers or the shoe organizers are a great way to store yarn. I also really like the cube shelves. I think that they have really helped me a lot. I have four cube shelves in this room. I have one cube shelf in the living room that, like I said earlier, I think I said, that has all of my amigurumi books in it. And I also have that small bookshelf there that has yarn in it too. And that has really helped me a lot to organize the way that I want. So now not only can I see what I have, I've also got it labeled to where if I can't see it right off, I still know what is in there. And by the way, in case you're new here and you don't know, this is my dog Lucy. She was standing outside the door, and so I had to let her in. So yeah, I will insert some pictures. I will do like a little slideshow or something of pictures of this room so that you can see it better, because I know this video is probably going to be all choppy. Even though I tried really hard not to shake the camera, hopefully it works out and you guys can hear me. So yeah. Later on in the week, I do plan on releasing that video of my vintage doily pattern, so that is something to look forward to as well. And I'm going to pre-record a few look inside videos just so that I have some backup videos if I need to show something. I know right now things are very productive for me in the YouTube world, but one day they may not be, and those videos may come in handy. So while I have the time to record, that's what I'm trying to do, is just have a few videos ahead of time. That way, if I need to, if I'm not able to make a podcast one week, I will have a video to release. So yeah, I hope that you all enjoyed this video. I hope you enjoyed hanging out with me and getting to see little Lucy here. She's definitely my baby. And yeah, so until next time, guys, I will see you in another video. Bye.